sustainability. So artificial intelligence, or AI, is something that we hear a lot these days. People are playing around with ChatGPT. We see AI applied, in language recognition and in speech, in our apps that we're using, in Netflix or Spotify or wherever you see it. And there, it's really taking a flight right now. And as an organization, you need to be aware of what that is and see if you can also use it for your own purposes and goods. And there's 5 things that I would like to highlight. So the first one is kind of the democratization of AI, if you will, or something that I name in that way. So AI used to be quite, niche. It's kind of a nerdy activity, kind of far away and removed from what we do in our daily lives. But it's no longer. So it's everywhere right now, in every app that we're using, in management systems that you might have, in supply chain activities. There's AI as a service with the cloud providers providing kind of AI services. AI is generating code, AI is generating art, etc., etc. And organizations are using this, first and foremost, to kind of automate the mundane tasks and, maybe be more efficient or be smarter. So that was kind of more the traditional AI that's now becoming, widespread. Then obviously what everyone's been, or what a lot of people have been working with since about late last year when ChatGPT launched, is generative AI. And generative AI is much more creative. So a generative AI is not just about automating tasks or doing things in a bit of a different way. It's really about, adding something to it and learning as it evolves and grows. So organizations are now using a ChatGPT to do creative work, to produce images and video content, to create presentations, to even think about new products and new services. And so on, and automate that. So you can ask a ChatGPT to write your thesis for you. Now it's not obviously going to do all of that correctly yet, but it's learning and it's improving and it's going to get better and better, and it's going to evolve really into a tool that might assist people in their daily life and work, and also replace us in a certain way, and certain elements there. That brings me also to kind of the third point here, which is about fair and ethical AI. So, with AI becoming more mature and starting to really develop, companies are starting to bring in ethicists that really think about how AI can be a positive force, and how to limit the dangers of AI that could, an AI running wild, for example. And we've all seen kind of some of the science fiction movies, or read some of the books around this, and that's on people's radars. So how do you prevent that? So there's codes of conduct emerging. There's tightening of regulation. Governments are getting involved. We're trying to really understand how AI makes decisions, and keep track of the algorithms behind it, and influence that, and make sure that they make the right decisions, not just for us as a human species, not just for the AI itself. And make the whole process more transparent and fair. So that's kind of the third key point in this space. Then, as all this moves forward, a key topic that is emerging right now, and it's going to be really, really hot for this year and next year, is how do we work alongside AI? How do we interact with it and use it in our daily work and have it augment what we try to do? It will change our skills and requirements. For jobs, right? So if the jobs change and some of it will be automated, it means that we will have to work with the AI to do parts of our previous job, and then add their own insight and value to that. Also thinking about how we split the jobs between between humans and machines, and who does what, and how do we create the best and most optimal mix. And for everyone out there to really rethink their work and the future. And obviously if you're near retirement, it will be a bit of a different discussion than if you're in your 20s or 30s and are growing up with that, and see that some of the skills that you've learned and that you've studied for are going to be replaced by AI. And then you need to kind of rethink about, okay, what's next for me then. And then, a fifth point is using AI for, the betterment of the planet, and and accelerating sustainability and sustainable goals, because an AI can make things more efficient and effective. So it can look at how to make processes more efficient. But at the same time, AI itself is not a very sustainable solution to begin with, because AI is, obviously is stored on computers, right? It's not something that just drifts in the clouds. It's actually stored in data centers, and data centers are massive users of energy out there. So, how to make the AI use less computing power is a key focus area, or how to use sustainable energy to power the data centers and have them work on wind or solar energy instead of coal and oil. So those are kind of key things in AI to look at, and that's that we see going forward, and that will impact companies as you build your strategies and think about the way forward, and think about what kind of company you are today and should be in the future, how to interact with your workers, how to design your organization and your jobs to do that, and also look at yourself as a management team. What does it mean for us in the long term, and for me personally?